Namaste friends, hope you're doing well wherever you are. I thought I'd make this short video as there's been quite a bit of interest in my new emotional mastery coaching program. Some people wanted to sign up and some people wanted more information. And so what I've done is I've actually cleared some space in my diary so that I can take on a few more people into this program. And also I'm just doing this video to give you more information for those that want a little bit more. So those of you who have done any work with me before, either my workshops or if you've trained with Path of Yoga, then you'll know how focused we are on the emotional body and the way that unprocessed emotions from our past can get trapped in the body and then start to cause symptoms, undesirable effects such as compulsive behaviors or patterns that we cannot break. We start to react in certain ways. We don't understand, why do I always react like this whenever someone says this kind of thing. And this comes from emotional obstacles that we may have had in our past that we weren't able to process. Possibly we were overwhelmed by them, maybe when we were very young, and we might not have had the necessary adult love and care at that particular moment to teach us how to manage those emotions. And as a result, it's left us with this unhelpful program. And the good news is that we absolutely can do something about this. We have something called neuroplasticity, which means that we can actually rewire our brains. We can undo unhelpful patterns and we can create new ones. And that's what this course is all about. And I see this course as a perfect sister course to the 200-hour teacher training that I do. So if you've ever done that training, then this really fits in beautifully with that. Or if you think one day you might do our 200-hour, or really any 200-hour, this is a fantastic sort of add-on course. If you are a yoga teacher or planning to one day be a yoga teacher, this sort of awareness is really going to give you a tremendous edge as a teacher. But primarily, the main focus is to work on yourself. So there's really, the way that the course works is that each week we give you some videos to watch, and these will be primarily educational in nature. So you'll be going deep into the science of emotions, of psychology, of trauma, this kind of stuff. And then there'll be a practice that you're given each week. And we'll start off gently and we'll go deeper as we go into the program. And so you'll be given that, and then a week later there'll be a group Q&A call, and that's when you can come on with the rest of the group, myself, ask any questions that you may have, and then once that's complete, then you'll be given the next week's information, the next week's videos, and reading the following week's practices. And the videos are made by one of my teachers called Jenny Hale, and she's an amazing woman, has been working in this space for a few decades now. And I've actually attached another video here that is a clip from one of the lectures in the program given by her. So you can have a little listen to that and see how that sits with you. But yeah, I highly recommend her. She's fantastic. And yeah, so that's how the program works for 17 weeks. We give you information, you watch it. That takes about an hour or two to watch the videos each week. Then there's lots of additional reading that is there as it's optional. So if you want to go deeper into the science of it, there's lots of studies that we've attached and this kind of thing. And then you get the Q&A call with me once a week based on that week's information and practices. And then what you also get is you get included 8 hours of private one-to-one coaching with me. And those 8 hours can be used whenever you like. So that's up to you. Anytime you want, you just jump onto my Calendly and you book in a half-hour slot or an hour slot with me. And so if you wanted to, you could just have 30 minutes with me each week to go through each week's practices on a one-to-one basis, or you could wait and hold back until you encounter a practice that you find particularly challenging, and then you might decide you want to have 3 coaching calls with me that week, for example. So lots of flexibility there for how you can use those 8 hours of one-to-one calls. And that's a really special aspect of this course, because often on these kinds of programs, you don't get that one-to-one time with the coach. So that's how the program works. And yeah, just maybe a little bit about the content. So we will be looking at emotional. Oh, sorry, I'm in Thailand and tend to have flying things here. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but there's some sort of mosquito coming around. These videos are live and unprepared. So we'll start off by looking at emotional development and the way that at different stages in our emotional development, we're facing different emotional challenges. And these begin right back when we're in the womb. Yeah. So in the womb, if mother is very stressed, those hormones can actually cross the placenta, and the baby will receive them. And so this can actually be the baby's normal. The baby's brain can be wired to be in this high stress environment before birth has even happened. And that's just a normal experience for that individual. And then, of course, being born itself is a highly stressful experience. We're being squeezed. Suddenly we're in this like cold, bright, loud, scratchy, scary, very different world to the warm, cushy inside of the womb. And of course, there can be additional medical trauma too. And so again, in that period, in the first hour after birth, we call this the golden hour. And what happens in that first hour is critical to the development of the nervous system and to the brain of the child. So in that first hour, we need to be calmed down from the stress and the fear of this massive change. And so we need a calm and loving adult to hold us and to connect with us and to calm us down while the nervous system resets. And if that doesn't happen, then you can have someone whose nervous system is permanently set to agitated. And these developmental stages continue. So we keep going through different stages as we go through maturity. And those of you who've done the chakra workshop with me, we looked at some of these stages already in relation to the chakras. We won't be doing that on this course. We'll be keeping away from those slightly more energy-focused yogic concepts, and looking here really more at the developmental stages and looking at the relationship between the analytical mind and the experiencing wisdom. So we have these two intelligences. You can call them the analytical intelligence and the experiencing intelligence. And we tend to, many of us, be over-identified with the analytical part of our minds, and kind of suppressing our emotional or experiencing wisdom. And a large focus of this course is to rediscover our emotional wisdom and to start to get the two working together. So it's not that we are turning our backs on the analytical mind, but it's actually that these two should be working together. We should have coordination between our two intelligences rather than suppressing one in favor of the other. So if you are interested in developing your awareness around your compulsive behaviors, your unbreakable patterns, those self-destructive tendencies, this is a great course for you. And if you are a teacher and you want to develop your knowledge and awareness around how to teach this stuff, and also how to look after and hold space for students when emotional stuff is coming up, then this is a great course for you. And as it's the first time that I'm coaching this program, I'm doing it at half price. So it's $1,500. We will do a second intake in a couple of months' time, and that will be the full price of $3,000. And those are the prices set by my teacher, Jenny, who designed this program. So yeah, this is your opportunity to get on board for half price and go through this awesome life-changing experience with me. I myself have done the course, and I can attest to the fact that it really will radically change your experience of relating and your experience to your emotions. So if that sounds interesting, we've actually delayed the start date by a week. So it is now, oh God, I should really have been, I should have that date up, but it's whatever a week on Tuesday is. So that will be the 29th. So Tuesday, 29th of June is now when we're going to start it. We were going to start it on the 22nd, but we've just delayed it by a week so that we can get a couple of people extra on board. So yes, if this interests you, you will need to get in touch quickly because there's only a couple of spots, and then I'll do a private one-to-one onboarding call with you, and then you'll be given the first week material. So you want to sign up soon so that you've got a few days at least to process the week one materials before we have our first week one group call on Tuesday 29th. So if that sounds good, you can respond to this email, get in touch, and I look forward to seeing you on the program either this time or in one of the future intakes. Take good care of yourself. All the best.